Paul here. How you doing? Happy Winter Solstice. I'm coming at you from the heart of the earth. Well, almost. But I'm basically right now I'm sitting at the center of an ancient stone circle in England. It's very close to Stonehenge, but this old village is called Avebury. Right now you see I'm surrounded by ancient stones, rocks. They say these bad boys are more than 4,000 years old. But is that really true? Is that really the case? How do we know? Nobody really exactly knows. But they're here. They are the leftovers of perhaps an ancient civilization. How do we know? So this is actually really a little bit the topic of today's video. And you might be asking, okay, so that's great, but you know, what I'm going to do with it in my day-to-day reality. And that's exactly what I wanted to share with you in this video. Someone is beating the drum. Because it's the 21st of December, Winter Solstice. What that means is basically it's the shortest day of the year, of the winter. And it's basically when the sun stands still. There's a very specific time during the morning when the sun, the light of the sun, comes at a position that shines directly through the stones of Stonehenge. However, it is also the time that the older spiritual beliefs of the land, the pagans, the religion before the Christians, all had their ceremonies together with the earth, the alignment of the stars. And we still have that here. I'm walking around, I see people indeed sharing their interest and their beliefs around paganism, around the connectedness to the land. I've seen ladies dressing up, performing their ceremonies around witchcraft. So it is quite a thing here in England. We have, of course, the shamans walking around, guiding the groups. But what is so important about this day is that we're closing down a period. And I was walking around, just minding my own business, thought I will walk around the circle, and I came across a tree. A very old ancient tree. And of course, the beauty of the tree, the roots of the tree really got my attention. But while I was walking underneath the tree, the energy of the tree it struck me. So I had to drop my gear and I had to sit underneath it. And as long as you surround yourself with the energy of the tree, you hear the stories of other people, which is fascinating. Their beliefs, their point of view of the world. And I said it many times before in my videos, is that every unique individual being is basically like the center of his own universe of perception. And now we come at a very crucial point in human history. Because we start to realize is that many of us, we realize that the world we are so familiar with, many people see, is basically like a matrix. It is a construct based on beliefs. We were all born in capitalism without actually wanting to born in capitalism, yet we all had to adapt to the beliefs that come along with it. Now, we notice we go through planetary changes. Everything is changing. The entire collective is changing. Society is changing. Through different sets of events, crises. And now all our beliefs that are so rooted in us get shaken up. And of course, what we start to notice is that it all became part of our identity, of how we have to see ourselves. we all believe we need to own things in order to be, to be someone. But we slowly start to realize that everything that has been given to us, it gets shaken up. Now, of course, that is causing a lot of emotions to be triggered. A lot of things that has been covered underneath the surface is coming to the surface. The unseen truth coming to the surface. That's exactly what happened. But it's also happening inside of us. So we feel like a lot of emotions are currently being triggered, which, makes us feel in a certain way and which makes us behave in a certain way. But now, of course, is that we are right now at the solstice, and we can right now choose, of course, what is that we want to let go of. But right now we also can make a choice, a conscious choice, like what kind of reality do I really want to perceive? And this is the beauty and the interesting thing about the times we live in, is that the veil is already very thin at what kind of reality we do want to perceive. And the interesting thing is that I am my own universe and you are your own universe, and so there are multiple universes all working simultaneously together at different levels. I mean, think about it. Every cell of our being, we have trillions of cells in our body, and every cell is basically its own universe. So what does that make us? God? And then maybe planet Earth is basically also just like another cell in its own universe. And maybe the universe itself is also just another cell of a bigger collective, a multiverse. The whole thing is that there are basically infinite ways of perceiving the world. Now that is a little bit frightening, because what exactly is it that we need to believe? Coming back to Avebury, where I'm currently at, people think that this site has been created just after the Ice Age, the Stone Age, because these rocks are like 4,000 years old. But what if they are leftovers from a civilization that was way before us, more than 15,000 years ago? They used these sites as a way to communicate with the rest of the solar system, with other star systems. And the way they were connected with the Earth are way beyond our current comprehension. But still it exists inside of us, these memories. So it's not something new, it's already existing simultaneously within our realities. I could say, well, maybe it were the Atlanteans who built these sites, because their job was to create sacral sites around the Earth in order to map out the solar system and the stars. Their way is to create portals, create vortexes, to communicate with other advanced beings and civilizations, to lift up the consciousness of the planet, to ascend the planets into another state of being. Now they have come a very long way, but they also have been through a period of devolving into consciousness because of the human needs for lust, power, control, abusing their power, which was part of their way of destructing themselves. So we have these powers to destruct ourselves, but we also of course have the power to do the complete opposite. We can construct new frameworks of perception. Yes, there is this reality that we are all part of in some way, where we feel that someone is invading our free will. We can call this world the tyranny of the world we live in. It's very sad, it's very emotional, it's very frustrating, it's causing a lot of anger coming up inside of us. It is one reality in some way we are all connected to, and we all have to participate to in some way. But to which kind of degree is the question. Because there are ways to leave that construct of beliefs, that framework of beliefs. Because we can reconnect with our ancestors, the ancient knowledge and wisdom of our lands. And we can continue to work on what it is that they were working on. And we can create an experience, and that's exactly perhaps the purpose of our soul, is to experience itself, is to remember that what is stored within the spirit of nature, our own nature, so we can continue in our process of self-acquisition, is to reconnect further within the source that is all around us and within us. And we do not really need to participate in this old construct of beliefs around fear, survival and poverty consciousness. We have the systems, the technology to completely step away from that. Now, of course, we can really debate and discuss about it, at how far we actually really do need to continue to participate in that. Sorry, sometimes I'm really fascinated by those who are beating the drum. Really fascinating. That's really the day of today. Solstice, where the pagans comes together. So it's a question I'm giving to you. How far do we want to continue to participate in this old construct? And how can we move away from that reality to a degree that feels best for us? Is the question I'm giving to you today. Please leave your comments below. I look forward to see you all in my next videos. Take care for now.